You ever notice how 90% of isekai are written by writers who owned exactly one high school notebook and never left it? Truck-kun hits a dude gains the power of lazy plot convenience, and the story ends with him bonding with 10 girls and a sword. But what if, and this is a radical thought I know, the protagonist was a girl? Not a damsel in distress, not a love interest side quest, but the MC, ruthless, charming, probably better at spreadsheet macros than you. Today we're counting down 10 female-led anime that prove girls run the isekai genre. These heroines aren't here to be polite, they're here to be legendary. Let's go. Look, male MCs get the headlines, they get the merch, they get the mid-credit scenes. But the female-led series, they quietly do the emotional heavy lifting, the clever plotting, and sometimes the flat-out demolishing of entire power ladders. We'll go from 10 to 1, mixing action, comedy, redemption arcs, and a healthy dose of don't underestimate her. Each entry comes with my hot takes and the kind of sarcasm only hours of anime consumption can polish. Here are 10 female-led anime that prove girls run the isekai genre. Number 10. Reborn to Master the Blade. From Hero King to Extraordinary Squire, female. Imagine being an old, respected Hero King, the kind of man whose name gets carved into history, and then waking up as a teenage girl. Harsh. Also, kind of awesome. English is basically the don't be deceived by the cute face MC. After dying a legend, she's reincarnated centuries later and decides she's done with politics. No throne, no crown, just pure battle junkie energy. She's born into a world where mana determines status, and nobles rule like it's a multiplayer lobby full of smug kids with cheat codes. But English, she's here to test her limits, not out of ego, but because she loves the fight. The anime delivers sharp swordplay, dynamic training sequences, and surprisingly heartfelt mentor-student moments. It's a fun twist, watching someone who once ruled a nation now try to perfect her blade as a squire. Regal rebirth meets combat chaos. Number 9. A wild last boss appeared. The premise, pure clickbait gold. What if the final boss of a game got reincarnated as their own in-game avatar in real life? Enter Lufasa Mafal, an overpowered war goddess with golden wings and the aura of someone who knows exactly how much power she's hiding. She wakes up 100 years after her defeat, confused, lonely, and still radiating endgame stats. So what does she do? She sets out to rebuild her old crew and understand what actually happened. Think Overlord, but swap the undead Overlord for a majestic, slightly snarky queen who doesn't want to destroy the world, but might do it accidentally. It's flashy, ridiculous, and full of that nostalgic MMO charm. You'll love it if you enjoy powerful women walking through fantasy politics like, yeah, I am the raid boss. Number 8. Saving 80,000 gold in another world for my retirement. This one's capitalism in isekai form, and it's brilliant. Our protagonist, Mitsuha, falls through dimensions and realizes she can jump between Earth and a medieval fantasy world at will. Instead of doing what most anime MCs do, start a farm or join a guild, she goes full entrepreneur mode. She sets up cross-world trade, buying cheap goods from modern Japan, selling them for massive profit in the other world. Medicine, salt, even sewing needles. She's basically Amazon Prime meets alchemy. What makes it fun is that Mitsuha is not overpowered in the combat sense, she's overpowered in business sense. Every deal, every market stall interaction becomes a power move. And she's not greedy. She just wants enough money to retire comfortably. It's the most realistic motivation in the entire isekai genre. Add in her sass, her cunning negotiation skills, and her growing merchant legend, and you've got an isekai that proves financial literacy is the ultimate cheat skill. Number 7. Dr. Elise, the royal lady with the lamp. This one's a full-blown redemption story. Elise, once a cruel noblewoman obsessed with status, dies tragically, only to reincarnate as her younger self before she became awful. Armed with her modern medical knowledge and memories of a wasted life, she swears to live differently. She studies medicine, becomes a doctor, and starts saving lives instead of destroying them through petty politics. Every episode balances courtly intrigue with heartfelt medical drama. Think Grey's Anatomy but with royal gowns and scalpel duels. And the twist? Her old fiancé, the crown prince she once manipulated, still exists in this world. Cue emotional tension, moral growth, and actual lessons about empathy. It's not flashy like most isekai, but it's packed with warmth and sincerity. Dr. Elise isn't saving the world through swords or spells, she's doing it through compassion and a medical bag. Number 6. Villainess level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the demon lord. If you love Villainess stories, this one's a gem. Our MC, Yumiya, gets reincarnated into an OT-Ome game as, you guessed it, the secret boss character. But instead of panicking, she just decides to train. Relentlessly. By the time the actual story starts, she's so overpowered that everyone mistakes her for the demon lord herself. But she's just vibing, trying to graduate quietly without causing panic. It's hilarious watching her accidentally terrify nobles and classmates just by existing. The humor lands perfectly. She's socially awkward, deadpan, and unstoppable. Underneath the comedy, though, there's a really sweet story about self-acceptance. She doesn't crave power or fame, she just wants to live peacefully without being judged for who she is. Villainess level 99 says, being strong isn't scary. Being misunderstood is. Number 5. Reincarnated as a sword. This one flips the genre completely. The protagonist? A talking sword with a kind heart. But the true hero is Fran, a catgirl slave who finds the sword and becomes her wielder. What follows is part mentorship, part family bond, and all action. Fran learns confidence and freedom, while the sword learns what it means to have purpose beyond fighting. Their fights are fast, brutal, and surprisingly touching. It's rare to see a duo with this kind of mutual respect. You start for the weird premise, you stay because Fran is one of the most determined, pure-hearted adventurers in the genre. And yes, the sword's dad energy is immaculate. Number 4. From bureaucrat to villainess, dad's been reincarnated. Plot twist, your dad gets hit by Truck-kun and wakes up as a noble woman villainess. And yes, he's still more responsible than half the kingdom combined. This show is pure comedy gold. Imagine an overworked middle-aged salaryman applying corporate logic to medieval nobility. Tax audits? Check. Organizational restructuring? Absolutely. HR meetings with knights? Daily. The humor is sharp. Watching fantasy tropes crumble under the weight of modern efficiency is ridiculously satisfying. And despite the absurdity, it has genuine heart. A story about parenting, responsibility, and second chances, all wrapped up in fantasy bureaucracy. It's the perfect mix of dry wit, wholesome values, and I can fix this kingdom in Excel energy. Number 3. May I ask for one final thing? Now this one, chef's kiss. Pure, elegant revenge. Scarlet, a noblewoman, is publicly humiliated when her fiancé, Prince Kyle, accuses her of bullying another girl. Everyone turns on her, friends, nobles, family, all in front of the entire court. But instead of crying or pleading, she smiles. She simply asks, "May I ask for one final thing?" and proceeds to politely destroy everyone's reputation in a single evening. It's not rage-driven revenge, it's refined, graceful, and utterly satisfying. The short runtime makes every moment count, and Scarlet's composure turns her into a total legend. If you've ever wanted karmic justice with pearls and perfect posture, this is your anime. Number 2. Ascendance of a bookworm. If you love books more than people, this one will spiritually awaken you. Mine, a modern bookworm, dies in an accident and reincarnates into a poor medieval world where books are a luxury item for nobles. Instead of crying, she decides, fine, I'll make my own. She invents paper, ink, printing methods, basically jump-starts an entire cultural revolution just to read again. Her journey is slow, emotional, and grounded in real-world logic. You watch her fight illness, social class, and centuries of ignorance just to share knowledge. It's not about power, it's about purpose. It's beautifully written and quietly powerful. Every achievement feels earned. Every failure feels human. Ascendance of a Bookworm is less about escapism and more about creating meaning in whatever world you're in.
でもっと知ろうと思わなかったんだろう。
Number 1. Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Okay, deep breath. Frieren isn't just a female-led fantasy anime. It's one of the best anime ever made. The story begins after the heroes have already defeated the Demon King. Their quest is over. Peace has returned. But Frieren, an immortal elf mage, keeps living, and everyone else starts dying. The show quietly explores how time, grief, and memory affects someone who outlives everything she loves. Each journey she takes afterward, mentoring new mages, revisiting old places, becomes a reflection on legacy and emotion. It's slow, poetic, and breathtakingly beautiful. Every episode feels like a soft goodbye, wrapped in the warmth of nostalgia. If most fantasy animes scream for attention, Frieren whispers, and it still hits harder. So there you have it. 10 female-led isekai that prove women aren't just side characters in someone else's reincarnation fantasy. From sword spirits to corporate villainesses, these shows give us emotion, strategy, and sheer charisma. Which one's your favorite? Which one made you go, okay, yeah, she's the blueprint? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Defend your pick like it's the last anime on Earth. And hey, if you like this, smash that like button like it's a Demon Lord's weak point. Subscribe for more anime recommendations, and ring the bell so you never miss when I dive headfirst into another genre. Thanks for watching, and remember, the Isekai world doesn't revolve around the hero. Sometimes it bows to the heroine.